tuning in to another episode of Ebony Ladies in the DR. I'm your host, Bridget, right here on YouTube every Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget, guys, to like, subscribe, and share, okay? And thank you all for being here. I know with everything that's going on in the world, with the coronavirus and with all of the Black Lives Matters protests, that these are some challenging times. So we all are trying to stay focused, try to make a difference in the world, and just try to get a little bit of normalcy back in our lives. I know, which is hard, but let's try to keep your mental healthy. Okay, it's all about our mental health. So we've got to do what we can to stay focused. All right. So this show is just like some of the questions that people have been asking me in the comment section, and some of them have been so much fun. So I want to go back and answer and just kind of follow up on some things. Okay. So for those of you have been watching Ebony Ladies in the DR from the beginning, we did a show about things that we all missed in the United States. So I've been back in the United States. I've been here since the end of February due to the coronavirus, not able to get back yet. But in that show, things that I missed were Taco Bell, my church, a clothes dryer. Those were the only things that I really missed. Okay, so I still really miss my church, but I haven't been back to Houston since I moved to the Dominican Republic. I do plan to go back. I'm just not sure when I'm going to go back. But I do miss my church. I have been live streaming it. So shout out to Southwest Community Christian Church in Houston, Texas. I'm Bel Air, Reverend Pastor. Shout out to everybody there. I do miss everybody. Nothing has changed there. The other thing I said I missed was Taco Bell. Okay, I've been here since February. I had Taco Bell one time. And so I guess I really didn't miss Taco Bell. Or I've gotten really used to my simple Dominican foods. So I haven't missed Taco Bell. I'm over it. I can scratch that off my list. Okay, now the clothes dryer. Now the clothes dryer took me back. So I love when you get the clothes out the dryer and they're nice and warm, especially on a cold day. And you lay the clothes over you, and Bella especially, I think, missed the clothes dryer, because when I take the warm clothes out of the dryer, I throw them in the floor to get ready and fold them while we watch TV, and she lays on top of all the warm towels. So I think Bella might be missing the clothes dryer a little bit more than me, but on a beautiful day like today, where the sun is shining and it's all nice and a little breeze, and I hang my clothes on my dryer rack outside my house in the Dominican Republic, then I love that. So I don't know, it's a toss-up. I think I'm getting used to my Dominican Republic lifestyle, right? With a clothes dryer, not having a clothes dryer. Okay, and so I know some of the other ladies on the panel at the time, they missed having a car. Well, originally, Devlin and I said that we were going to buy a car after our first year in the Dominican Republic. So our first year was this past January. We looked at each other and we were like, nah, we don't need a car yet. So I don't really miss having a car. But I have been really spoiled since being back in Memphis, because every time I have to run to the store, I have to go do an errand, there are cars everywhere. Everybody in my family has a million cars, so I can hop in a car and go. So it might be a little bit of an adjustment once I get back to the Dominican Republic, to my home, and have to hop on my bike or get on the golf cart or walk or take the bus. So I might be getting a little spoiled. So I need to hurry up and get back to my Dominican Republic lifestyle. Okay? All right. So now I know some of you that watched the show said that when I did the grocery store episode, you all saw the eggs and the milk on the shelf, not in the dairy section. So if you are familiar with Caribbean lifestyle, you know that they don't keep the eggs and the milk in the dairy. And it's actually, in a lot of places, it's against the law to process eggs in a way that they have to go into the dairy section. Because you're not actually supposed to wash the eggs. You're supposed to, however they come out of processing and out of the chicken, I don't know the whole story, but you're supposed to leave them as is, and you're not supposed to wash the shell. So that way they stay fresh and they can go on the shelf versus the dairy. And in the Dominican Republic, the milk only comes in half gallons. They don't come in a full gallon. And they come in a container that is for shelf life. So once you open it, of course, once you open your milk, then it has to be refrigerated. But in the Dominican Republic, eggs and milk are found right on the shelf, and that threw me off when I first got there because I'm like, this cannot be safe. This has to be unhealthy. But then, you know me, I Google everything, and I want to always find out the why. Why? So those are the whys. That's why the eggs and the milk are on the shelf. Oh, and some people were asking me about the damp red or about mold or about the moisture in the air. So I'm going to shout out to my friend Sharon, who's watching our house, and thank you again. So damp red, we have this product. It's called damp red, and there's actually a commercial after this episode. You should check it out. But damp red takes all the moisture out of the air. So we were wondering why we were getting like these little mold stains in our washroom, you know, that we would see like on our tennis caps or different things that we keep in our washroom area. And it was because of the moisture in the air. So damp red, if you're moving to the Dominican Republic or if you're planning to stay there for a length of time, you would want to bring, and there are other brands. Damp red is the brand that I know, but there are other ones, and it's just something that pulls the moisture out of the air to prevent you from having mold and mildew in your house. So shout out to Kim and Scott, who are going to be moving to the Dominican Republic next month. Bring you guys some damp red because it's a lot more expensive in the Dominican Republic than it is here in the United States. Like here, we can get 2 or 3 for like $7. In the Dominican Republic, I think they're like $5.50, $6.50 each. So, you know, it's a big savings, and it's something that we use year round because we are tropical weather year round. And for those of you who just watch the recent episode with the Dominican Facts, you'll know that we're endless summer. We have 300 days of sunshine, right? Can't beat the weather, okay? All right, and now, so real estate. So people have been messaging me, asking me about the current status of real estate in the Dominican Republic because of everything that's going on with the coronavirus or COVID-19. The tourism has slowed down. So that I've been speaking to, you know, quite a few of my friends that are in real estate in Punta Cana area. I haven't spoken to anyone outside of Punta Cana, but in the Punta Cana area, no, there are no major deals going on. There are some pre-sales that are going on for new condominiums and new resort property, things like that, where you can get a good deal just because there are new builds. So there are a lot of specials in that area. But as far as people who own there in the Dominican Republic and putting their houses on the market, and you're getting a really cheap price because of coronavirus, it's not that's not true at all. Because they know that Dominican Republic is ranked one of the top Caribbean destinations for a reason, and the tourism is going to be back. I see it's going to be back probably by early first of the year. Every country is anticipating a spike in the coronavirus in the fall, just because there are so many increases from state to state that they're expecting a spike. And so I'm thinking that the borders are going to be closed again. I'm praying we get home in July, but I do think August, September that things may get shut down again. So I don't expect tourism to bounce back really till the first of next year. So for those of you that think this is the time now to go to the Dominican Republic and get you some property super cheap, it is not unless you are considering a new build. And some of the new builds in Punta Cana are pretty pricey because they are building them right on the beach. They're coming with lots of amenities. So those are just some of the things, you know, to think about. But I'm not going to discourage you from moving to the Dominican Republic. I say, come on, and we will do our best to help you find a beautiful place. I'll put you in touch with one of the great realtors that I know in my area in Punta Cana. Okay? So that was one of the things. All right. I'm going to put this on the screen. This is a realtor that we do not recommend by any means. This realtor's name is William Osterman. And he is a North Coast realtor. I'm actually going to post his Facebook posting I'm gonna stick it in here somewhere for you because I don't want you to think I'm spreading a rumor or saying anything negative about this man. He built his own reputation. He does not have a taste or a liking for people of color. So he has some really negative, really nasty things to say about Black Lives Matter, about black people. So I'm going to definitely share his Facebook post with you. So those of you that are even thinking about moving to the North Coast, Dominican Republic, make sure not to use this man, William Osterman. Okay, so I want to put that on there. All right. Next, expat dilemmas, and this is a dilemma. These are things you have to think about when you are moving to another country. You want to build good relationships. I don't know how you dealt with people in the U.S. or anywhere, wherever you're moving from, but it's very important when you're going to be an expat like myself and have a home in another country for this very reason, like the coronavirus. Had we not built good relationships, then we would not only be worrying about our health, we would also be having to worry about our home. That's why it's really important to build good relationships so that, because as an expat, there are going to be times when you have to go back to your home country, and while you're there, something may happen where the border gets closed because we're not Dominican Republic passport holders. We only still have our U.S. passport. We're still working on citizenship. If you know the whole process, takes a few years. We only have residency. So citizenship is what we would need to be able to go in and out of the borders once it's on a lockdown. If it's on a permanent lockdown, then that's for everybody. But a semi-lockdown just means for people that don't hold a Dominican Republic passport. So it's going to be like really, really important to establish yourself, to learn the language, to go and to make friends and people that you can trust and be a good friend because we feel less stress, less worry about our home because we have a confidant in our friend Sharon, who's there, as everybody knows, taking care of our house and taking care of things for us. But there are so many things as an expat that we have taken for granted by leaving, like the United States or Canada or Europe. So there are a lot of things that we take for granted, but once we get there, we don't have all of the same privileges as we did in our home country. So that's where you want to be very mindful of how you treat people, be very mindful of the culture and, things that are going on in their country, your adopted country, but how things are going on in your country. And something I wanted to kind of point out is the difference in cultures and the difference in people. So I lived in Houston 25, 26 years, right? Devlin and I just celebrated our 26-year wedding anniversary, and I have lots of friends in Houston. I've heard from that are not African American. I've heard from one of my friends that are not African American versus my friends in the Dominican Republic who've known me, a year, a little bit less than a year. And with the whole situation with George Floyd, and people just knowing me and how I am with racism is not something that I tolerate. So all of my friends in the Dominican have been through WhatsApp, reaching out to me just to see, my state of mind, how I'm doing, they apologizing, about the situation. And it like really touched my heart to see, what a huge difference it is between Americans and Dominicans. I try to point it out all the time. That was the whole purpose of this show, to show the difference in my life as a Black woman living in the Dominican Republic and being from the United States. It is a cultural thing. It is definitely a cultural thing. So I can appreciate everybody in the Dominican Republic that has reached out to me. Just knowing that as a Black woman that has a husband who's an African American man, has a dad, has a son, has a brother, that these things really hit home. And that these are one of the reasons that we decided to leave the United States and move to a country that that had more gun control, that had less racism. And I'm not saying Dominican Republic doesn't have any racism, guys. You all always come at me with the same things, and I know that is there, and it's more colorism than racism. And so, but nothing right now compares to the way that Black people are treated in the United States. I want to see a change. I want to be a part of that change. Just because I decided to not live there full time anymore, I still have family there. It's still my first home, and I'm still going to continue to always work to try to make it a better place. I have a niece and nephew that I want to be able to see them grow up and not have to live in a world where we are constantly protesting equal rights for Black people, equal rights for people of color. That is not the world that we want. I don't want them to grow up and say, okay, I'm going to have to move with Auntie Bridget to Dominican Republic because the United States is not getting any better. I want them to have options, and I want them to be happy wherever they are. So, it's so important, guys. I preach it all the time. Let's get out and vote. Let's make a difference, not just the main election for president, but your state elections. That's how we're going to get rid of all of these corrupt policemen. I know people are going to be mad at me because I don't think that there are any good policemen. I don't care if you're not the one putting your knee on someone's neck. You see him doing it. You know that your brothers in blue are doing it. Then it's time for you to speak up and be a better person. But as long as that police officer is standing there watching, not doing anything because of a brotherhood code, to me, you're just as bad as the knee on the neck. So until police officers stand up and do what's right, they're there to protect and serve us, then I can't say that I feel like there are any good police officers out there, because every police officer that's on the force, they know of a bad bad police officer, and they should do their part to get them off the force. It is going to take everybody working together to change how Black Americans feel towards policemen, and that's such a sad thing to even have to say or to even have to discuss. But those are my opinions. Those are my feelings. And, I welcome comments all the time. It's not a problem. I'm a big girl. I'm intelligent. I know how to deal with it. I'm going to always be not afraid to speak my mind. And that's how I'm feeling right now. If I have fear in me, I never would have left the United States and moved to a foreign country where I didn't have family, moved to a foreign country where I didn't speak the language, So I don't have that fear, I have faith in God, and I know that what is supposed to be is going to be. And so, I just want to encourage everyone with questions from me about moving to Dominican Republic, about moving abroad, not just to the Dominican Republic, but my life as an expat. I'm here to share with all of you. And if you all want to give me suggestions how I can encourage people on my show or use my show as a platform to get young people to get out and vote, old people to get out and vote, then I want to be that avenue for you. So I know we're all in this thing together. All we can do is hope and pray and be active in our communities to make sure that we get things back to, well, we don't want to go back. We want to get things forward in a better place. We want to see a better world for each and every one of us. I thank everybody for always watching the show, Ebony Ladies in the DR. Again, I'm here every Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm looking forward to bringing the other Ebony Ladies back when I get back to Punta Cana and doing some more fun shows that you guys like on the beach. But right now, I'm in the United States, and I'm going to just try to keep tuning in and keep giving you as much information as I can. Until next time, enjoy and be careful. Wear your mask, wash your hands. Don't forget, the virus is still out there. All right? Take care.
Hi everybody, this is Bridget, Ebony Ladies in the DR. This season I promise a lot of new things, a lot of everyday life in the Dominican Republic. So today, this is something I just discovered that I need. It's called Damp Red and it is to soak up moisture in the house. So we were starting to see like mold on like our baseball caps and like on towels, stuff in the washroom. So my friend Sharon, shout out to Sharon for hipping me to damper it. So if you put it in your areas that get damp, so I'm going today to shop to buy these to put all around the house, they will soak up the moisture. So you see, I've only had it one day, not even a whole day, and it's already starting to soak it up. So it's called Damp Rid. So this is something you're going to need if you're thinking of moving to the Dominican Republic or any island. You're going to need Damp Rid to get the moisture out of your rooms, out of your washroom, out of your closet. So these are great. In the US, Sharon said they're like $8 for a pack. Here in the Dominican Republic, you get 2 for $7. So if you're coming and you want to bring me some extra, bring me some extra. Hit me up at Ebony Ladies in the DR, Facebook, Instagram, or my YouTube channel. Right here every Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.